Hi, today I am going to inspire you to make your own beautiful notebook. This was done by using a serviette and some pretty little decorations. Isn't that stunning? Lovely little notebook for your own personal use or a gift for somebody. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, you get a hardcover book. I've just taken an A5. Then we are going to paint it white. Take a piece of paper, put it on the first page. This is so that when you're painting it white, the paint doesn't go onto the next pages and makes them stick together. So you've got your paper in, you take your brush, a little bit of white craft paint, and you start painting the entire book. You might need to do 2 coats because you don't want the black to still shine through. When you are working with a serviette, you would always work on a white or light background. If you are going to use a dark blue or a black background, the serviette is going to get lost. So always paint it white or a very light color. Once you have painted the entire book, you can leave it to dry and carry on to the next stage. I've already painted one white. So now we go on to the next step by decoupaging your serviette onto the book. You take your serviette, you cut it slightly bigger than the book. You put it down, make sure it's lined up nicely. You take a soft Taklon brush, dip it into your podge, and you start from the center and you work out towards the sides. As you go along, you can pull the serviette very slightly because as it gets wet, it stretches. So you just pull it and you podge. After you have done that, you would take your finger, dip it into a little bit of the podge, and gently go over the entire serviette so that you can make sure it is stuck down on the edges. And sometimes there's a little fold. And then if you work gently, you can get rid of the fold. But remember, the serviette is wet, so it can tear very easily. You do that over the entire serviette. Once that is done, you leave it to dry, and then you carry on to the next step. Once it is dry, you take your craft knife and you trim away the edges. I won't be able to do that now because the serviette is wet, so it's going to tear. So once it's dry, you just put it in next to the edges and you cut it, and it will cut away all the edges, and then you are left with this. All the edges have been cut away, and now we can carry on to the next stage where we start embellishing and decorating our book. This is one that's been dried, cut, and ready to be embellished and decorated like you want to. I have got a little wooden word, inspire, that I've already painted and put some glitter on. Now we're just going to put some glue on it. Over here I've got a all-purpose glue. You can use a craft glue, preferably a glue that dries fairly quickly. So just a little bit so that it doesn't make a mess. And you can place it wherever you want to. Just press it down and you can leave it to dry. Then what I've got here is Glossy Accents. It gives a beautiful raised 3D glossy finish. So we're going to take this, and over the entire butterfly, we are going to just spread some. It has got a bit of a milky color, but once it's dry, it will be clear. Once again, don't worry about the milky look. It dries totally clear into a beautiful dome-like finish. Put that away. So here we are with our finished book. Isn't that stunning? Nice little notebook for yourself or for friends as a gift. Over here, I've done a book with a map on, and there's a little wooden embellishment. This one with all the leaves, it's got little rhinestones and little pearls, just to personalize it and make it that little bit special. So until next time, happy crafting.